Ever wondered how to make a delicious, creamy caramel custard cake from scratch? Today we're going to do just that, taking it one step at a time. First, let's gather our ingredients. We'll need flour, sugar, eggs, baking powder, and some vanilla extract for the cake. For the custard, we'll be using milk, sugar, and eggs. Each ingredient plays a crucial role in creating the perfect balance between the creamy custard and the soft, fluffy cake. Now that we have our ingredients ready, it's time to dive into the baking process. The first step towards our mouth-watering creamy caramel custard cake is preparing the cake batter. So let's dive right in. We'll start by sifting the flour. This ensures a lump-free batter, contributing to a smoother, softer cake. Next, it's time to crack those eggs. Make sure to separate the yolks from the whites. We don't want any shells sneaking in. Now, onto measuring the dry ingredients. Accuracy is key here, as baking is as much a science as it is an art. Once measured, mix these dry ingredients together. You'll notice a dusty, sandy texture. That's perfect. Next, we slowly incorporate the liquid ingredients. This process, called tempering, prevents the batter from curdling. Remember, we want a smooth, even batter, not a lumpy mess. Be mindful not to overmix, as this could make your cake dense rather than light and fluffy. With our cake batter ready, we move on to preparing the baking mold. A well-prepared baking mold is the secret to a perfectly shaped cake. This starts with a good greasing. Use a generous amount of butter, spreading it evenly around every nook and cranny of the mold. Then, sprinkle in some flour. Tip the mold around, letting the flour stick to the butter, creating a non-stick surface. Now, it's time for our cake batter to shine. Pour it into our prepared mold, spreading it out evenly. With the mold ready, into the preheated oven it goes. Set your kitchen timer according to your recipe. Here's a little secret from the pros: resist the temptation to peek. Opening the oven door prematurely can lead to a collapsed cake. Patience, my friends, is a virtue in baking. As the scent of your baking cake fills the air, it's easy to imagine the final product. But we're not done yet. As the cake bakes, we'll start preparing the creamy caramel custard. While our cake bakes to perfection, it's time to prepare the creamy caramel custard. This heavenly mixture begins with a medley of sugar and water, simmered until it transforms into a beautiful amber hue, the signature color of caramel. As the caramel bubbles and hisses, we'll slowly add in our cream. Be careful here, as the mixture will bubble up vigorously. A little patience goes a long way. While our caramel is cooling down, we whisk together eggs and vanilla extract in a separate bowl, creating a smooth and creamy custard base. Once the caramel has cooled to a safe temperature, we'll gradually incorporate it into our custard base, stirring constantly to ensure a smooth and even blend. Now let's turn our attention back to the cake. Once the oven timer chimes, we retrieve our golden brown masterpiece and place it to cool on a kitchen wire rack. The aroma of freshly baked cake fills the air, a sweet reward for our hard work. Once the cake is cool to the touch, the moment of truth arrives. We pour our creamy caramel custard over the cake, watching as it cascades down the sides, creating a glossy, tantalizing layer. It's crucial to allow the cake to cool completely before this step, as the custard needs a cool surface to set properly. And there you have it, a delicious creamy caramel custard cake made from scratch. Remember, the key to a perfect cake lies in the quality of ingredients and patience in the process. Happy baking!